This is the communication formula that will get you paid exactly what you are worth. When people are communicating in the office and they want, for example, a higher pay, they want a new role, they do everything. They say they've met their numbers, they say they've met their quota, but they don't realize the most important thing about human nature. They don't realize people are selfish. And smart people, brilliant people, always tend to do this. They tend to try and separate the office work, the office problems, the office drama, office politics, and they pretend it doesn't exist. They try to separate all of those things from basic human nature. I got news for you. You can't do that. A company, the definition of a company is a group of people. And what are people? People are biased, people make quick decisions, people are emotional creatures, which means it's impossible for you to separate that from them and in the workplace. Meaning when you're going to your boss to do all of these things, to get hired, to get a promotion, you have to be able to keep in mind that people are biased and people are emotional. And most important, they are selfish. They are only looking out for themselves. But that is not a bad thing. And please don't think it is. When I say people are selfish, now there's different ways. Of course, the way you probably think is the selfish, as in they'll steal, they'll take from people, they will try to step on other people to get what they want. That is one side of selfish. Everything has a negative and a positive, but in fact, everything is neutral. That is the negative side of selfishness. Let's look at the more positive side. The side that might even get you to take pity. People are selfish because, number one, they are concerned about their safety. Safety, selfish, it sounds pretty similar. Safety. Is it wrong to be concerned and selfish about your safety? Is it wrong to want to look out for yourself? Of course it is not. People are selfish about their safety. And this can come in different ways. It can come in physical safety, health safety, relationship safety, job security safety. There's different types of safety. People are also selfish about their goals and their dreams. People want to feel like their goals and dreams are capable of being met. They are really selfish about that. I am very selfish about that. Everybody is very selfish about that. What else are they selfish about? They are selfish about their families and their friends or relationships. Let's go relationships. They want to feel like they themselves provide value in every situation they are in. They are selfish and they are self-conscious about wanting to be seen and heard and liked and accepted into a family, into a relationship. 3 of the biggest points humans, me and you, your boss, your colleagues, are selfish about. Now, where 90% of professionals go wrong is when they, let me get my rubber, one sec. When they are communicating for a higher pay, when they are communicating to their colleagues in general, they don't know any of this. And they are too blindsided by their own selfishness. Not even in a pompous, in a pompous way. It's in a assurance way. They want to feel, and they feel like the only way to communicate what they want is to say it outright. No. You have to be able to understand that people are selfish and how you can use that to your advantage to get what you want. Let me do 2 tables. So this table, let's say the scenario is you're going to your colleague to work on a project. Let's say that. This colleague, they're really, really good at a certain thing that you can't do, and you want them and you need them to make the project successful for your own benefit. So let's say we've got you and we've got your colleague. And the goal is a project. You want them to work on a project with you. Cool. So you want them to work on a project. The way the majority of people will go about this is, hi colleague, listen, I'm working on the project. I think you'll be really good. What I want you to do is to do this, and how does that sound? Selfish, selfish, selfish. Completely about you only. In which point in that sentence did you even ask, number one, is the person available? Did you ask, does the person want to do it? Did you ask, what are their goals? This is what the average employee does. Just ask. Straight away. Just ask for the project. What the effective communicator does, let me do average. What the effective communicator does is they delay this question as much as possible. It's the complete opposite, complete 360. This is the last question they ask. Before getting into this, the effective communicator, they will ask the selfish questions. Let's say, of course, we're in a job setting, so let's keep it to the job. What are your goals? What are your career goals? Because when you ask questions, the answer will eventually find you. The answer will be brought out naturally in conversations, and you'll no longer go from having to push and force them having to work for you or wanting to work for you. They'll do it themselves. It will come out naturally. So, what are your goals? The colleague then may say, yeah, I've got some goals. I want to be promoted. I want to get higher pay. Then you may say, okay, so how have you thought about going about that? How have you thought about getting that? How have you thought about getting that? They may say, I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. The answer is now on your lap. Listen, I've got a project coming up, and you've got a good reputation. You've got an amazing reputation of being good at X, Y, Z. You're the first person I came to present this opportunity to, and I don't want to give it to anyone else. Now, this project will enable you to build your portfolio. So when you're going to the boss to present why you need to be promoted, why you want higher pay, you can use this project as part of your portfolio. The difference. This is powerful stuff. This is powerful stuff. Because the majority of people, your colleagues, maybe even you to some extent, the way you used to ask before this video, the way you used to ask for help was this. Literally basic, going to ask. Now you are aware of people's goals. You are aware that they are selfish. And you use that to your advantage to help them to get what they want. And in return, you will get what you want. This is powerful stuff. Let's do a different scenario. Let's do, you're asking for a raise in your company and you want more responsibility in your job. So let's go for, rub this out to boss. Pay the cost to be the boss. Pays the cost to be the boss. Boss. So let's say goal is now raise. Or promotion. Let's do raise. So the way the average employee will ask is they'll say something like, I've been here I've been working at this company for the past 2 years. I'm deserving. I show up on time every day. I do this. I hit my quotas. Can I have a raise? Before I give you what the effective communicator says, what do you think they would say based on the previous one? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Comment it down below. What the effective communicator says, they first ask a question, but not this one. They ask a question about the boss. What are your goals as the boss for the company? You can either do it, what are your goals, as in your personal goals, career-wise, or you can say, what are the company goals? I think, it depends. Each is good. Both are better than this. I would actually say, what are the company goals will be better. Because the way the boss is judged by his bosses or by her bosses is how well the company does. So make it a mutual interest. Make it what he wants or what she wants. They want the company to do well. Why? Because it makes them look good. So you now ask, what are the goals for the company? In the next 5 years, let's say. Bang, bang. Now, the boss will then say XYZ, increase revenue, hire more employees, become a market leader, etc., whatever. You now then say, based on this, I have contributed to X in the past 2 years. I have done this in the past 18 months. I have increased the brand reputation by this. This is what you've done in the past. For the future, if you give me more resources, more responsibilities, I can help push the company even more forward. I have buy-in from my colleagues, from my other employees. I will be able to push the company forward. This is even more important. To push it even further, I will be able to push the company more forward so you look good. So you get the credit. Again, let's go back to the other one, selfish. What are people concerned about? Job safety, selfishness. Always relate it back to what the person wants. Deep down, you can always assume the boss wants more recognition, wants more promotion. You have to be a shining, walking beacon of his success, of her judgment. So when imagine you've been promoted and you're at a networking event and you just closed a big deal and your boss's bosses go, who hired him? Who showed him the way? Your boss can then say, I did. That is what every boss wants. To look good, to be seen as reputable. This is how effective communicators ask for promotions. And now for the final thing that I want to say on this topic. The what and the why. Every time you go into a situation where you want to influence a decision, you want to get other people to your point of view, you want the what and you want to say the why. The what and the why. The what is what you want, or the what is what they want. The what is the big message you want to come across. The why is why you want it. Why should they listen? Why have you come to this conclusion? For example, if I wanted you to click the link in the description and fill out the form to work with me one-to-one, to become a confident communicator. The what I would entice you with is make more money. is deepen relationships. Is get recognized. Recognition. These are the whats. The whys, or the hows, is becoming a better communicator. Communicator. So, a sentence I would say is start with the what always. Make more money, build your relationships and get recognition by becoming a better communicator. This is how you keep people engaged. People want the results. People want to know the hows. Only after hearing the results. Only after hearing what it can do for them. This is also a framework you can use as well. Very simple but a very effective framework whenever you want to communicate more clearly. PREP. Funny. Point, reason, explain. PREP. Point, reason, explain, point. Point. Like this video. Reason. If you like this video, it will be recommended to more people like you. And in turn, you will get good things. Explain. When you get good things, you'll be able to become a better communicator and you'll be recommended much more videos of mine. Point. This is why you should like the video. Easy. Point, reason, explain, point. My name is Tion. I am a communications coach specifically for professionals. If you would like one-to-one coaching with me to deepen your relationships, to make more money, to get promoted, to be recognized, to have public speaking deals, to be able to walk into any room and communicate your best ideas and self, then click the link in the description and me or my team will reach out to you.